Did he sign up already?
Yes, he did. He actually he gave me my membership card. He said several things that I could only describe as taunting you and suggesting you don't know anything about the state budget. You've made a series of ridiculous and unsupportable statements promising to cut.
But I'll let the...
And you haven't offered your own budget.
Yeah.
He says, where's the Bill Brady budget?
Yeah. Well, I'll leave the facts to define who knows something about state budgeting and not. The Democrats in charge, Governors Quinn, President Colleton, and others, have left us with the $13 billion problem that we have to solve.
Now, are you going to offer a Bill Brady budget?
We've laid out the general aspects of the budget. I've said that we have to root out at least a dime in every dollar, a minimum of cut in rooting out waste, mismanagement, fraud, abuse, and even corruption, as we see, continuing.
Are we going to get something more specific than that? I've been led to believe you may be offering something more specific.
That's pretty specific.
A dime on a dollar.
Then what we know we have to do is we have to hire professionals, and we have to audit state agencies. We're dealing with lack of transparency. So we'll bring professionals into running departments like the Department of Corrections, the Budget Office, people who care more about the citizens of the state than their own pocketbook with a $24,000 pay raise.
But we're not going to get where you're going to cut the $5 billion.
I've said every area of state government will share in restoring Illinois to a state of economic, fiscal
credibility.
credibility.
But you said it won't be across the board.
No, what I've said is every area. That has been portrayed differently by some as across the board, some others not. The point being is we don't have 100% of what Governor Quinn spent. We have to reduce spending. I said reduce it by a dime in every dollar. Then I'm going to hire the best professionals. We're going to have the most up-to-date audits, and we're going to root out mismanagement, administrative abuse, waste, fraud, and corruption, and present a budget that works for the people of Illinois, not the political fiefdoms of those on the second floor.
How much do you have to cut in the first year? Is it $5.5 billion?
At least. At least.
And then the tax cuts, the gasoline.
That's about $1 billion.
So it's $6.5 billion?
Mm-hmm.
And then additional reductions for business incentives, the $2,100 per job.
Those are not a loss in revenue. See, that's new jobs. Those are revenues we don't have. Those actually bring money to the state of Illinois. The average job its first year brings over $4,200 in revenue to the state. Its first year. We're just giving an incentive like other states. Half of the first year revenue back. Most businesses don't make money in their first year off an employee. So this is incentive that'll grow jobs. It's a net gain for us, an enticement for the businesses to bring jobs here.
So when the Democrats say you ought to tell us where you're going to cut the $6.5 billion,
everywhere.
Your response is?
Every area of state spending is going to be dealt with fairly.
So we're going to see teacher layoffs.
Not necessarily.
How is that with that large a reduction in the?
You know, first of all, if you look at that cut, take the University of Illinois. The president of the University of Illinois was ushered into a hearing under the games of Senator Colleton, where we reduced spending to the University of Illinois by 10%. Now, we fund them approximately $700 million. They asked the president, would that not be horrifying if you only got $630 million? To which he agreed. They then asked, how big is your total budget? To which he responded, $2.1 billion. Near a 2% overall cut when you factor in educational resources. Laughable given the circumstances of our economy, the conditions of the private sector, and others. More to the point, they asked the president, how much of that money have you received? To which he indicated less than $200 million. Reference was made, would you rather be promised $630 million and receive it, or $700 and not? That's the key. Living up to what local governments can count on so that they can make the appropriate steps, take the appropriate steps and measures to live within their means.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.